Hey guys, it is a colder night here in Jerusalem, and I just wanted to take the chance before my vlog begins. I know I do this a lot, preface things. I just wanted to explain how my vlog is about how I'm learning to see the positive in where I'm at right now. I'm very thankful and blessed to be locked down on a campus where we still have enough to eat and we're healthy and everything is going well. It's just a matter of dashed expectations and not being able to go outside of our campus. And so I just wanted to express that I know that there are many people, and maybe you're one of them who's watching right now, who have been affected in such drastic ways by COVID-19. Whether you've lost loved ones, or you've lost a job and you don't have enough money, or you're stuck somewhere you don't want to be. And so I just didn't want to make light of your situation. And if you're going through something like that, I'm so truly sorry, and I'm praying that this COVID-19 ends soon and that you find provision and peace and comfort during the midst of these tragic times. And while my situation is a lot less tragic, I'm still wanting to reflect and grow in the midst of uncertain and strange times. And so that is where my vlog reflection is coming from. Please know my prayers and my heart is with you, especially as we celebrate Good Friday today, the day where Jesus suffered and was beaten, crucified, and died. He knows what it's like to be thrown into the midst of horrible tragedy. So a little bit of a somber preface to my vlog, but I thought it was important to share. So thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of my vlog. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my vlog. I was just thinking I should probably change my title of my vlog series from Adventures Through the Holy Land to Adventures Through our JUC campus, because that's what life basically is right now. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. As I was explaining in my last update vlog, this is a time that can really help us to refocus, recenter, and slow down in so many different aspects. And one student here I was talking to was saying how he doesn't think this has to be a lost semester just because we're not going on all the trips we thought we were going to go on, but rather this can be a unique semester, a different semester. And we have a beautiful garden here on campus, and I've made it a point to walk around the garden several times a day on prayer walks. And when I began these prayer walks around and around the campus, I remember thinking in kind of a negative way, man, this garden is beautiful, but it's gonna get old real fast. This is what my walks are defined to now, this one little garden. Before we had all of Jerusalem to walk around in. But as I have continued to walk more and more and not allowed that negative thought to justify not walking in the small garden that we have, I've begun to notice things I wouldn't have noticed. And I love that it's such a tangible example of what God is doing. I feel like I'm more aware of the process that the different flowers and plants are going through. I notice new flowers and new buds right away. I never used to notice that before. So it's really amazing me to see how much beauty and diversity can be found even within the mundane rhythms of life. And as I continued to study the ancient world of the Israelites, which is what a lot of our classes focus on here, I've begun to feel more like I'm understanding their perspective, because it really is, in the history of humanity on Earth, our little modern sector of history, our little slice, is so small compared to the ancient world and the way that they did life. And so it is so normal to us, constantly being entertained, always being busy, cars, cities, noise, music, like all this stuff that fills our lives. And everything has caused us to feel maybe a little unstable now that that's taken away from us and we're in this social isolation time. Wasn't maybe as much a part of the normal day-to-day life of the ancient world. Our professor here and the president of JUC, Dr. Paul Wright, he was explaining to us that the historical books and literature and artifacts that we use to figure out what the ancient world was like can sometimes skew the data, because the stories that were written down and were recorded for us to eventually find out are normally stories that capture the abnormal. the great victories and wars and events, the rich and powerful figures, and all of the various drama that is attached to those people. Whereas the day-to-day life of the normal ancient Israelite would have been a lot more mundane. Village life was simple. You have your job that was normally passed down from your family to you, and you would do that job faithfully, and it would be a part of somehow bringing food or other needed resources to your family, and did the same thing every day, and you knew everyone really well in the village because that was your community. You didn't travel very much, or very far at least. Maybe for special occasions you would. And of course there would be various celebrations and festivals and marriages and funerals built in to that daily rhythm of life. But for the most part, it was slower, it was simpler. And I'm speaking in great generalities here, of course. And I'm just appreciating that even though I don't get to leave campus, this is kind of an opportunity to enter into that rhythm of life, this village feel of being with the same people every day, getting to know them in a way I might not have gotten to know or wouldn't have taken the time to get to know everyone around me, because there's always adventures to be had outside the gates of this campus. And getting to do the same things every day and know that there's a certain level of consistency, dependability, and just the lack of stress. I mean, that's really nice, actually. And I wanted to tell one brief story in my new series, Adventures Through a JUC Campus. A few days ago, I had been having one of those nights where I was struggling to maintain this perspective. And I was thinking, man, I just want to go out. I want to walk around Jerusalem. I want to go to my favorite coffee shop. Furthermore, I want to go to Jordan and Galilee and see things that I was starting to get in my head. And so, went out for a walk in my favorite garden and prayed, God, help me to see the beauty here. Help me to adventure here and to see things that I would have missed otherwise. And that was my prayer, went to bed. And then the next day, my friend Owen was like, hey, have you ever seen the cemetery behind, that's like right behind our campus? It's a Protestant cemetery that has a few famous people. Like the guy who wrote the song, It Is Well With My Soul, which I ended my last vlog with, and Horatio Spafford, he is buried right back there. And so I was like, yeah, that sounds fun, let's go. So we go through the cemetery and we get to this excavation site. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting a huge, legitimate Second Temple period excavation site. I was just thinking it'd be like a tiny, like a rock or something that was uncovered. I don't know what I was thinking, but just not what I saw. And it was this amazing site that no one has access to except for JUC students at this point. And you can see where there used to be a big gate that would have led into the city. You can see different water channels. There's an underground sewage channel that they uncovered. There's also an oven that was found. There's some mikvahs at a different part of the site, not immediately connected to this site, but a little bit beyond. And I was just so in awe because I had heard people talk about this. I knew this was here, but hadn't given it the time of day. Just thought, I don't really want to go through a cemetery. Cemeteries are creepy. I don't want to walk through there. It's probably not that big a deal. And to think that this whole time that I've been stuck on campus and wishing that I could go have an adventure and go to archaeological sites and learn about the ancient world, this whole time it's been there. But anyways, that is not even the end of my JUC adventure. So Owen and I go around the site and he's pointing out the various parts of the site, and I look down, and by my foot there looks like there's just this little round piece of gum. But I have been trained for this. I know that Roman coins or ancient coins look normally like pieces of gum. So I was like, is this too good to be true? So I bend down, and it's not even, I didn't even have to dig for it. It's just sitting like right on top of the site, just maybe a little bit in the dirt. I just had to kind of pick it out. And it turned out to be an ancient coin, and I was so excited. And I took it back and was able to show Dr. Wright, and he said, this is definitely an ancient coin. And hopefully this summer, if the archaeology team that has been digging there comes back, they're gonna clean it and figure out what's on it and document it. And it was just such a cool thing because this literally all happened the day after I was feeling kind of down because I'm stuck on campus. And instead I had such a rich experience and adventure without even leaving our gates. And I got to learn about history, which is the main reason I came here. I got to find an ancient coin, which is kind of that adventurous side that I have been missing, of getting to go to sites and find things and look at things and all of that stuff. I got to have great conversation and then a beautiful walk and enjoy nature. I just feel like all the elements that my heart was longing for were there. There's so much to be experienced, and there's so much God wants to tell us, and I really think that it's not about God showing up. He's always here. It's about us showing up to God. And for me at least, it almost feels like this time was necessary. This lockdown time was necessary for me to slow down and show up and actually take the time to see and to listen to what God has been saying all along. And I've just been like running around so busy that I didn't hear, didn't see. And I was reading 1 Thessalonians, and a part in chapter 4 really stood out to me, and I wanted to just share that before we end. Paul is writing, and he says, "Now about brotherly love, we do not need to write to you, for you yourselves have been taught by God to love each other. And in fact, you do love all the brothers throughout Macedonia, yet we urge you brothers to do so more and more. Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, to mind your own business and to work with your hands, just as we told you, so that your daily life may win the respect of outsiders, and so that you will not be dependent on anybody." I just love how that more and more works as the doorway into a phrasing that you just wouldn't expect. To make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. I feel like this whole chapter is kind of like building up for this great finale. It's like, follow God and learn how to be holy and love one another more and more and more and more, and make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. And it just doesn't make sense. I feel like in our modern millennial minds, at least, it's like, what? No, you should tell us to go out on a crazy adventure and become great, right? No. Make it your ambition to live a quiet life. And in that, find more and more and more. And in that, learn to love others more and more and more. And in that, keep looking for more and more and more from God. But not in the sense of being ungrateful for what we have, but in the sense of knowing that in what He has already given us right here, there is so much more to learn and to glean and to grow in, even with where we're at right now. So I just wanted to share that, and I pray that wherever you are, you're experiencing more and more. And I will be eventually posting vlogs from pre-corona times, but we have a lot of papers due here all the time, so at some point I will edit and I will get those out there. But until then, stay well, and I'll see you next time.